In this video, I'm going to walk you through the steps here on managing a position. We have a position that I have on that I talked about 2 weeks ago in a video that I shared with you, and you can find it up here, that walked you through this trade after a post earnings trade in Bumble. And now we're going to manage the profit here. So we're going to walk through those steps. I'm going to explain to you why it's important to manage the position, even though it has opportunity for more profit. I'm going to give you that insight on why it's important to manage that profit here. We're going to do this live, and why you don't want to let it go to zero. So I'm going to give you those nuances here, and we're going to look just at it. So Bumble is this position that we talked about. We talked about this post earnings trade here, one of my favorite setups. And again, the video will be in the link below if you didn't see it above there, but it will be in the comments. And what I talked about was putting on a short put position. It had a positive earnings reaction here, and we're going to fade that move. So as I've often discussed, we don't trade earnings, we trade after earning events, before or after. And this is an after earnings event here. So sold the put spread here, shared with you, put that position on after I discussed it. And now we're in the money. We're in the green here. So it took a couple days. It took more than a couple days, but that's how these positions pan out. They take time to work out, and now we're getting a push higher here. And we're going to manage this position here. So we had time eat away at this position, and we also have the movement as well. So let's take a look here at the trade here. So what we have here is I am short 3 contracts of the 50-45 spread. So I'm short the 50-45 spread here and in the September contract here. So you can see on the buying power effect here, it took about $1,500 right now of my capital. And what I'm doing right now is a $25,000 account, small account challenge of taking that account and building it. So showing you how to do that. And this is one of those trades that we've done in that small challenge here. So building this account, and for the capital required for this is a decent amount of capital here. So even if it was 10 contracts or 20 contracts, it doesn't really matter. It's relative to your bankroll, but you have to be able to manage these positions. So even on this one right here, the reason why we're doing this is because this is an important lesson for those that sell options or spreads, and why it's important to manage these positions here. So my average position here is roughly sold the 334 for an average price, and then 137. So I think we're right around $2 that I have here roughly. And what I'm looking on this position specifically right now, it's trading at 85 cents. This is exceeding where I was actually looking to take profit. Typically, I like to take profit on something as this. If it over time, it takes a couple days, or in this situation, almost 12 days, I want to get a profit. I want to get a chunk of the profit here. And I don't want to take all the risk here, because what happens is that now I have 85 cents of opportunity. Well, I have 85 cents left of opportunity to make money, but the risk to reward starts to change. So I sold it at 2, and what I'm looking to do is buy it back at 1. And why 50%? It's just an arbitrary number. As I've discussed many times before, options are messy. They're very messy products, and to create consistency with an inconsistent product, you have to have a defined set of parameters. So some people say 50%, some people say 40%, some people say 60%. Whatever that number is, you never want to let it go past 60%. So I would say 40 to 60%, and every stock is different. So that's why every stock is different. You have options that are messy. And that's why to create consistency, you want to have consistent rules to be able to try to create consistency and not be all over the place. I mean, it's just that's the worst way to try to do it. So oftentimes, and even when I first started learning to trade and trading overall, I would make these simple mistakes. I would try to let these options go, even though it has 21 days here. 21 days to expiration, you have 85 cents. You're like, okay, I'm still sitting good here. Well, if you thought that, there's 2 different things here. Manage that profit or roll it. You can roll it to get more credit, because at this time, when we put it on here 12 days ago, we're looking at about 34, 35 days. Well, we got 12 we got a decent chunk of that decay out of it now, and because of my out of the money put, it's offset that as well. So if I was short just a put, it would look a little bit different. But um, I still have that out of the money put that's going against it. That is risk defined. That typically for most people, especially in smaller accounts, you want to be able to do to take up less buying power. But I still have that, and it's going to take a long time for those out of the monies as it start to get closer to really decay. You have to really let it go all the way to expiration. That's a lot of risk, especially in the last week here. So with 21 days, I'm looking at here. I'm just saying to myself, what do I want to do? I can roll it if I would like to, if I still think that prices are going to go higher, or um, if volatility, and now I have to make new assumptions. I have to figure out a new trade, because now I have capital here. I have risk. I got to figure out, what do I want to do here? What's the trade at this point? Am I still long? Am I still long biased Bumble? I mean, I don't know. I mean, the trade originally was because I was just doing uh, a back tested strategy of selling a put spread after earnings and having some parameters to define that. Now at this point, it's, what do I do? Well, I manage that profit. I move on to the next trade. That's what I do. But there are different things. If you still were biased and um, looking to play more upside here and just roll into a different spread, here you could roll into a 45-40 spread. Well, maybe a 50. Well, okay, let's say you rolled into the 50-45 spread here. You're rolling into the same strikes, but now you're getting more of a chunk here. But you can see here the 45s are a lot more expensive, and you have 49 days here. So you can still roll that profit and still get more out of it while taking profits. That's one way to do it. Now for me, I'm just going to take profit here. I want to take the profit here. I'm over where I'm at. I'm over that dollar. I wanted to take a dollar. Now I'm at $1.20. It's over for me. It's over for me, and I'm not going to risk $1.20. Well, it's $1.15. I'm going to try to get $1.20. I'm not going to risk $1.15 to make 85 at this point. I already had a risk, and that's the risk now. Now it's 85 cents minus that spread, which is 4.15. That's my max spread, or my max risk. So at this point, I don't want that kind of risk. I don't want that risk to make 85 cents more to pick up nickels, to have these dollars over here. Close it out, roll it out here. So let's say what I'm going to do here is I'm going to try to enter this order here at 80 cents. And I'm just going to work it here. I would have a trigger already set up in place here. And what I'm looking for is, all right, where's the market at on this one? Let's work it a little bit here. You got a 10-cent spread on both sides. Mid-market was there. Am I going to get filled? Who knows? I'm going to work this a little bit, and I'm just going to see where the market's at. Now, 5 cents on something like this, it's not the end of the world. When you start talking about bigger numbers, that's where slippage comes into play. I mean, a 5-cent spread doesn't sound like a lot, or a 10-cent spread doesn't sound like a lot, but this is where the hidden cost of trading happen. You have commissions and you have slippage. And I'm not saying slippage is on the fact of, where the market's at right now, but executing how you exit your position is important as well. Not as important as entry, but exiting is important, and where you exit at as well. So, trying to get every nickel out of it isn't the best situation, but trying to work your orders just for a little bit of a better fill is going to be beneficial here. So I'm going to work this at 80 cents here. Maybe I get it. And if not, I'll adjust it, try to work it a little bit more, but I'm not going to play with it too much. I'm not going to sit here and wait and wait and wait, because I have opportunity cost. Now I have opportunity cost. There's other trades. I can use this capital and deploy it into something else. And that's the importance of managing a position here, is to let that opportunity present itself, take advantage of that opportunity, and then cash in on that opportunity. So on this one, we're going to cash in here. We have a P&L of $338. That's pretty good. 12 days, $338. I mean, we're talking about real money here. I mean, we're not percentages. Sure, 50%. Wow, sounds great. But what makes money is taking money to the bank, cashing it out, and adding it to the account. So on a $25,000 account, a $345 profit over the course of almost 2 weeks, you have these positions, you start stacking them, you manage profits, you take them, you roll them, and this is where consistency comes into play, execution, and you start to build that account, increasing it over and over and over again. It's a little bit of work, but that's the opportunity. That's why I love doing this, but that's why a lot of people want to learn how to do this as well. And you're in the right place to learn this. And this is why it's important to create videos like this to help you understand why, especially when trading options, it's messy, but to create consistency, you can create parameters, and this is one of those ways. So that's what I have for you. More of a case study today than a trade idea, but we're covering opportunities that I've presented before and showing that what I talk about, I do in videos and doing it in real life. We're not talking about $1 million bets, that's great. What we're talking about is creating opportunities for the everyday investor to take advantage of the opportunities in the marketplace, take back control of their money, and start to be more strategic. And this is that way. So thank you for the opportunity. We'll see you in the next video.